back to another vlog. I am starting a 3-day trip. All I'm doing tonight is Seattle to Missoula. It's about 56 minutes en route and I'm working in the front. It is a little after midnight here in Missoula. We had to wait for probably like 25-30 minutes for our van to come pick us up, so we literally just got to the hotel. My toes are still de-thawing because it is 30 degrees here. There's snow on the ground. It's pretty chilly, so I decided to wear my skirt uniform today. We're a little cold, but the flight was good. It was really smooth. I worked in the first class and passengers were super mellow. I just had the one flight. This is one of the nicest hotels we stay at. I am so excited to share breakfast with you guys because I've heard wonderful things about it. I've only been to this layover one other time, but I think I had to get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, so I haven't had the breakfast, but people, like other flight attendants, talk about it all the time. So I'm super excited to try that. I'm gonna get out of my uniform, call my boyfriend, and just get ready for bed so I can wake up because I really want to go adventure tomorrow morning. Our van pickup time is at 12:45 p.m. so we don't have too much time, but I've got enough time to go walk around downtown. And so I want to explore a little bit. I think I'm gonna go to a bakery. I'm not sure, but that's all I've got. I will check in the morning. Good night. Good morning, friends. It is just after 10:30. I just got back up from breakfast. I got up probably an hour ago. I did not sleep well at all. It was a really rough night actually, so I didn't get up as early as I wanted to, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But when I went down to breakfast, all of my crew members were down there, and so we all just sat, and the breakfast here is fantastic. It is definitely, this is one of my favorite hotels, one of my favorite layovers. But I want to try to get outside. I don't have a ton of time. Our van pickup is at 12:45, so I think I'm just gonna throw on some clothes. I'm gonna try to head to a bakery and I'll take you guys with me. It's pretty chilly out here, but it's gorgeous on the river. I love it. Can't complain. was pretty chilly, so I didn't stay out long, but I wanted to show you guys what I got. I showed a little clip, but I got 8 cookies from a place called Mary's Mountain Cookies. I've heard really good things about this from some other flight attendant friends, and it was buy 6 get 2 free, and they look fantastic. I got like a red velvet cheesecake one, an Oreo one, a Fruity Pebbles one, a like blueberry one with huckleberry sauce drizzled on top, a classic chocolate chip, I think like a creme brulee one, and I can't remember the other ones because they're stacked on the bottom, but I'll have to do a review. I'm not gonna open them right now because I'm not super hungry, but I wanted to show this. I'm so excited about this. And then I walked into this cute little visitor center. We're in downtown, and so there's like so much walking to do, and I decided that I want to start collecting magnets of all the places that I go, especially when I'm going for like the very first time. I've been here before, but I just walked down to the river, and it's super pretty because last time I was here it was the fall, and so the river was fully flowing, but now it's all icy over. There's snow everywhere, so it was a lot of fun. But I got this little magnet. It says "Greetings from Missoula, Montana." I thought it was really cute, so I want to start collecting these and putting them on my fridge just because it's fun to have something to look forward to when I go out and walk around. So whenever I do go to a new layover, I'm going to try to collect magnets from some of the bigger places that I go. Obviously, I probably won't do it for all of the small towns, but some of the bigger places it's fun to do. So that's all I got. I think I got a little over an hour. I actually don't know what time it is, but I think I've got plenty of time to start getting ready, and I might do some reading. I kind of want to get in the Word before I get going with my day. So I think I'm gonna set up on the bed and do that, and then I'll go start getting ready for work. Our van pickup time is at 12:45, but I'll check in later. So I started getting ready for work, and then I decided to check my schedule, and I saw that our flight got delayed by like 2 hours, which I'm so glad that I checked. So I called the front desk and let them know and asked them to call our captain, and then she called me back and she said that our van pickup time got moved from 12:45 p.m. to 2 p.m. So I've got a little bit of extra time, which is really nice. It would suck to get to the airport and have to sit there that whole time. So I am just cruising. I'm on the phone with my boyfriend. We're gonna sit and read together. We've just been talking this morning. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading my book, Think Like a Monk, and then in a little bit, I'll probably eat some lunch and start getting ready for work. But for now, we're just gonna cruise in the room, and I will check in later. And just like that, my schedule changed. So I know that I told you guys that we are delayed, which is true. I'm actually going to, I read a chapter of my book, Think Like a Monk, and I just got to rest. It was super nice, especially since I didn't sleep very good last night. But I'm about to start getting ready, and cruise scheduling called me, and I was like, oh, what could this be about? Like, are they gonna tell me about the delay? And so I grabbed my schedule, and the reason that I got this trip is because the original line holder on it called off this part of it because she wasn't feeling well. I think something like that, or she broke a tooth, something crazy, but she decided she wanted to rejoin the trip. And so I'm heading back to Seattle, and then I'm done. So I'm kind of bummed out because I was really excited to go to San Francisco. I've never done that layover, and I thought that would be really fun. But also, like, I get to go home and sleep in my own bed tonight. I get to go to my gym, and I have been wanting to go thrifting. So I might go thrifting today, or possibly get up and do it tomorrow, because tomorrow I just go back on reserve, but it's the last day of my reserve block. So I'll either get a day trip, or they will probably end up just giving me airport standby. But yeah, that's all I've got. So it's kind of wild. That's what happens. Life on reserve, life in this industry, you just have to be flexible and go with the flow. So kind of bummed about not getting to go to San Francisco, but I've really enjoyed this layover, and now I get to go home after this. So an hour flight and I'm done. So our van pickup time got pushed out a little bit further because the flight is still delayed, or got delayed a little bit longer, I guess. I've got a little bit of extra time, which is nice. I love not being rushed to get ready. So I'm just doing my makeup. I'm already packed up. I just ate a little cup of Oikos yogurt for a snack. I've got a protein shake I think I'll have, and that will be my lunch today. I've been trying to work on getting more protein in because my body just needs it for my health and my fitness goals. So I've been working on that, trying to get more high protein meals and snacks in throughout my day, which can be very difficult when you are constantly traveling and you have no idea how many days you're going to be gone. But I'm doing the best I can. That was one of my New Year's goals. And speaking of goals, I wanted to just share some of my goals for this year because I was planning on doing it at the beginning of this month, and I've just been flying so much that I've just been doing regular vlogs for flying. But since my trip is getting cut short and I won't be doing another layover, I'm done when I get to Seattle unless I get some flying tomorrow. But it probably won't be much and it won't be super exciting because I'm not laying over anywhere. So I figured that I would take this opportunity with a little extra time to share some of my goals for the new year with you guys. I'm not really on the whole New Year's resolution train. I don't really agree with that because I read a statistic that said, I think it was like by like January 15th or something like that, over 50% of people who set like New Year's resolutions have already stopped doing them 15 days into the new year, which is just crazy to me. And I don't know if that's because we set goals that aren't realistic or aren't sustainable, or if it just gets too uncomfortable and difficult so we just give up. Like I'm very curious to know like why people stop their goals so soon or stop their New Year's resolutions. So I don't have resolutions, but I definitely like to set goals. So at the beginning of the year, when I was in Maui, on that vlog, I actually have a clip of my boyfriend and I sitting at the beach watching sunset, and we have notebooks and we wrote down our goals for this year and we share them with each other and pray over them and talk about them so that we have accountability partners, which I highly suggest. Like if you don't have a significant other, like share it with your best friend, your pet, like tell somebody. You can share it on social media if you feel comfortable with that. But it's so important to like have accountability. That way when we want to make excuses, there's someone who can be like, hey, no, like you said you're gonna do this even if it gets hard. And I think that's sometimes why we don't tell people our goals, because we're afraid of failing and we don't want anybody to know that we fail. So I think that it's really important to have an accountability partner. So if you don't have an accountability partner, and if you don't have any goals, like go buy a notebook, write it down on sticky notes. My boyfriend, I need to do this, but my boyfriend has sticky notes and they're all over his bathroom mirror so that he's constantly revisiting his goals every single day when he's getting ready, and then he revises them each week, which I absolutely love, and I need to also start implementing that habit. I just don't have any sticky notes at my house, so I need to go get some. Maybe I'll do that today since I'm getting done early. I would say just like set, even if it's like 2 or 3 goals for the year, like set 2 or 3 big goals. So like one of mine is to run a half marathon with my boyfriend. So that's a pretty big goal. Like you obviously need to spend time like training for that and prepping for that, which we are. And so each week I have a goal. This week was my first week of doing full running. And so my goal was to run 5 miles. And I ran 3 yesterday before I started work. And so I have to complete 2 more miles by this weekend. And that's super doable, but still challenging with like my flying schedule, but something that is sustainable for now. And my goal is to like go up in my mileage each week until I feel comfortable running longer distances again. That's a really fun one. And then another one is just like prioritizing my health in general. This whole year is about getting healthy. My heart and my mindset, like my emotions, getting my emotions under control, healing from like past traumas and things that I just haven't dealt with in my life that are still coming up and causing problems in my everyday life. A big one I would say is like my mindset, and just learning to not let my circumstances affect me so much. There's a story in the Bible that talks about Jesus being in the boat with his disciples, and they're in the middle of a storm, and Jesus is literally sitting there just like it's laying down sleeping peacefully in the middle of this crazy storm in the sea, right? Most of us would be freaking out, and of course the disciples are coming up and they're like, Jesus, like, you know, it's crazy out here, there's this big storm, like they're terrified, right? And Jesus is like, why are you so afraid? Like, you have nothing to worry about when the God of the universe is on your side. And so when we remember the power that he has, the things around us don't have power over us. They don't control us. They don't overwhelm us. Like things can happen, scary things can happen, stressful things can happen, but we're allowed to like feel those feelings and then move on with them. And so that's something that I'm working on, is like not letting my circumstances overwhelm me on a day-to-day basis, and continuing to be a light for other people, and to just, process things that are hard and not run from things that are hard or scary. And so especially this month, I've been like so afraid. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's definitely an attack from the enemy, but I have been working so hard on not letting fear control my life. And I feel like a lot of us really struggle with that, of just like choosing not to do something because we're so scared of the outcome. We're scared of failing, or we don't believe in ourselves. And so this year is about building confidence and having self-belief, and just building trust in myself, so that I can then trust others around me, trust in my relationship more, and just be secure in my identity and who I am, and not rely on the people around me or my circumstances to define me or remind me who I am. So it's definitely going to be a building year for sure. I'm learning how to be a student of life, and to welcome and encourage feedback and criticism and just everything that comes at us, whether it's positive or negative. So that's my little piece of advice. Take that if you want, but that's kind of my big overarching goal. And then each month I try to break down, and then each week I'll break down smaller stepping stones to reach that goal by the end of the year, right? Another one of my goals is to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year, which I'm so thankful for all of you watching this. If I reach 1,000 before the end of the year, then I'll revise it, and I'll continue to push myself past boundaries that I think that I'm capable of, because that's how we grow as human beings. And watching a podcast the other day, I was listening to a podcast the other day by Andrew Huberman, and he's all about like neuroscience and self-development. And he's talking about how it was a podcast with David Goggins, and they're saying how there's actually we have the ability to change neurons in our brain when we do things that we do not want to do. So for example, maybe like doing a cold plunge or an ice bath every day, getting up and going for a run when it's pouring rain outside and it's freezing cold and you'd rather just stay in bed. Like when we choose to get up anyway and do it to reach our goals, knowing that we have no desire or motivation to do it, something in our brain, a chemical in our brain is actually released, and our brain gets bigger by doing these things. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't want my brain to be shrinking. It should be growing over time, because we're growing over time as humans, and we're getting stronger and have the ability to overcome. That is our goal as humans, not to be complacent and lazy and comfortable. Like sorry, my boyfriend called, so it interrupted my vlog. But what I was saying is, you should not be comfortable in life all the time. Like challenge yourself, do things that scare you, because the outcome, like what that produces, it produces so much fruit in your life when you challenge yourself. You build confidence in yourself, you build trust in yourself, you challenge and inspire and encourage the people around you to do that, and then we all get to grow together and benefit from it. It's gonna be the discomfort of having a life that you don't love, that you don't want to wake up for every day, or you have the discomfort of working through challenges, growing from it, learning from it, being a student of life, and then benefiting from it. So to me, it's like a very motivational speech thing, but it's choose your hard. Like life is gonna be hard one way or another. It's gonna be hard if it's a life that you hate, and it's gonna be hard if it's a life that you love. So choose your hard. Why not pour into yourself? Why not invest in yourself? Learn new things, teach yourself new skills, interact with other people in a way that maybe like you're uncomfortable with. Be okay with failing. Let failure be a teacher. Welcome it. Don't let it make you feel bad. That's something that I'm working on, is my self-esteem. Not letting failure make me feel like a piece of crap. It's okay to fail, because that means that I'm learning something from it. I welcome it and I try again. And so I just want to encourage you to do the same thing. So that's like kind of my big overarching goal, or another one of my big picture goals for this year. And under that umbrella is my fitness goals, my nutrition. Like I'm working on my nutrition, working on my fitness goals, my hair and my acne, my skin, everything under control, just feeling like confident in myself. And investing in myself, like reading books, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, like constantly trying to learn new things so that I can apply new things and skills to my life every single day. I'm trying to think of any other goals that I might have this year. One of my goals is to read 20 books, and I have read 2 so far, and I'm on the 3rd one, which is Think Like a Monk, and I'm over halfway with that one. So I've been learning a lot from that one. It really teaches you to like self-evaluate and go inward and look at yourself when trying to find peace and happiness in your life. And so I really like that. There's some really good principles in there. Oh, I want to take a solo trip this year. So usually every month I'll bid for like a week off. And I know that I've shared in my other vlogs, like my travel vlogs, that I'll either go to Maui to see Damon, or Damon will come to visit me, and we'll go explore in Seattle. We've gone home to my hometown a couple times to see my family. I went to Disneyland in October. So I've been taking trips and like spending a lot of time with him, but another way that I want to like build confidence and like trust in myself is take a solo trip. I'm not sure where yet. I think I'll start stateside this year, and then maybe if I feel like super bold after that, I'll do an international trip by myself. But I would just need to research it quite a bit. Like I haven't researched where safe countries are for solo female travelers. So if you're a female and you've done solo traveling, or you know someone that's a female that's done solo traveling, put in the comments where you guys have gone, what countries are safe and have been good experiences, because I am really interested in that. But that is also something I want to challenge myself in, because then it's like, okay, I can't rely on anybody else to get me around, to interact with me, to like, even just like asking for directions in a foreign place, I feel like can be really overwhelming. So I want to do those things because they make me feel uncomfortable. And I think it's something that I need to conquer in order to continue to build up my confidence and my trust in myself. I want to solo travel. So what can I do this month to make that happen? Oh, I can watch some YouTube videos, or read some blogs, or find someone on social media who is a frequent solo traveler, write down, take notes, learn from them on where they go and how they do it, what their system is, and what I need to pack and what I need to budget, and start budgeting for that. And so like those are the smaller steps that I can take to reach my bigger goal. So just to put it in like a practical standpoint, if you're struggling with breaking down your goals, do it on like, what can I do today to get me to my goal in 4 months, whatever that may be, and make it super small, sustainable goals that are stackable and buildable over time to get you to where you need to be, if that makes sense. But that's all I've got. I just wanted to share that. I hope that encourages one of you at least. If it encourages one person, then I'm ecstatic about that. I just want to challenge you guys to go after the things that seem big and scary to you, because I promise you it's going to be worth it in the end. It's really hard for me to like talk and do my mascara at the same time. I'm just gonna finish my makeup. Probably have like 20-25 minutes until I have to be downstairs. So I just had some yogurt. I'm gonna go drink a protein shake and just make sure that I'm ready to go, and probably just sit and read before I have to head downstairs. That's all I've got. I'm gonna plan on wrapping up the vlog here unless crew scheduling calls me or something else crazy happens, but that's how it goes. Life on reserve. We get thrown around and you just have to be flexible. So that's a good principle to take throughout life. Be flexible, be a good learner, be a good student, be flexible. And that's my takeaway from today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. It really means the whole world to me. I love building this community and just getting to share pieces of my life with you guys. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go encourage someone else today and challenge yourself. Love you guys. See you next week. Literally psyched out so much, you guys. It is the next day. I was so tired last night. I cannot even begin to tell you guys what happened. So when I thought I was gonna be done yesterday, when we got back to Seattle, Cruise scheduling called me and they said, hey, we have some more flying for you. We're gonna deadhead you to Portland. You're gonna work from Portland to Medford, overnight in Medford, and then deadhead home the next day. I was like, okay. I looked at the trip. I was the only one, I think it was me and a captain that was on the flight. Like, they didn't even have the flight put together, and it was supposed to be like in 2 hours. So I was like, that's interesting. Went upstairs to grab some food, and then right when I sat down, I called my boyfriend for a minute to check in, let him know, hey, I got some extra flying. And cruise scheduling calls me again and they said, hey, sorry, we're actually going to be moving we're switching up your trip again. You're going to be doing a San Jose turn. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be doing San Jose turn. I have a little bit of time, I'll get some food. And then like 2 minutes later, cruise scheduling calls me again and they're like, hey, I don't know what time it's showing on your phone, but the flight leaves in like 50 minutes. I was like, so you want me there now? And they're like, yes, please. So, like, okay, so I grab all my things, didn't get to eat lunch or dinner, thought I was gonna go home, get on the plane, and we have 2 captains, because one captain was training for his AOE, and so they weren't able to fly together. That's kind of the long story short. And there was a mix-up, and they had no first officers to fly. They had to call someone in on their day off. So they had us board, and I kept saying we should wait. We don't even have a first officer to fly the plane yet, but they had the passengers board, and then we sat here delayed for like an hour and a half with passengers on board, waiting to leave. And of course that just made for the longest night. We finally got the first officer here, and then plane shut off and they had to reset the whole thing, which took like an extra 20 minutes. So it was just like one thing after another. I was so tired, but we made it through. Cruise scheduling literally hit me with the crossover ankle breaker 3000 again. I didn't film last night because I got home at like 12:30 in the morning because we were delayed so much. I was pretty tired, but we made it home. I went to bed at like 1 a.m. and now I'm doing a Calgary turn to finish out this trip.